Enough to get through the evening. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Broncos, Packers. Huh. Do his shit. Denver, Green Bay. Who will win in this battle of shitty teams? Do we care? As long as we win. Top 6 cards in the deck: Aaron Jones, Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, A.J. Dillon. With a deficit of $16,000, let's begin. Aaron Jones is listed as questionable for Sunday's game at Denver. Even with the benefit of a Week 6 bye, Jones was listed as a limited practice participant both Wednesday and Thursday due to a strained left hamstring that he sustained back in Week 1. He did not look like his normal self while making cuts during individual drills at Thursday's session. Still, the Packers haven't outright cleared Jones for Week 7 action, which won't be confirmed until 90 minutes before Sunday's kickoff. Assuming he's active, the breakdown of snaps between Jones and fellow running back A.J. Dillon is up in the air until the former returns to full health. A.J. Dillon is on the board. Jordan Love completed 16 of 30 passes for 182 yards with no touchdowns and 3 interceptions in the Packers' loss to the Raiders on Monday night. He also rushed twice for 37 yards. The third-year pro frequently looked like a rookie Monday while once again struggling with his accuracy. Love's 3 picks matched his season total coming into the night, and the final one came in the end zone on a play where Christian Watson appeared to be initially open for what potentially could have been a game-winning touchdown. The quarterback's first pick also led into a Las Vegas field goal, and he's now completed another 60% of his passes in 4 of the first 5 games. Love now will have a Week 6 bye to reset before returning to action in a favorable Week 7 road matchup against the Broncos. See, they had a bye week, so this is all old news. It's all old news. Christian Watson secured 3 of 7 targets for 91 yards and rushed once for -5 yards in the Packers' loss to the Raiders on Monday night. Watson came up with the biggest play of the night by far for the Packers on a 77-yard grab on the first play of a mid-third quarter drive that culminated in a field goal. The speedster was also an intended receiver on Jordan Love's third and final interception of the night, a play where Watson appeared to have broken free for a would-be touchdown had the ball been thrown a couple of seconds earlier. Watson's boost in production after a 225 line in his Week 4 season debut against the Lions was certainly a welcome sight, and he'll now have a chance for some downtime during a Week 6 bye before a Week 7 road matchup against the Broncos. So Jordan Love is on the board. Do they mention anybody in Love's thing here? Watson, yeah, I knew something was in there. So they mention each other. Christian Watson is on the board. Jordan Love is on the board. Russell Wilson completed 13 of 22 passes for 95 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, while also rushing 4 times for 31 yards in the Broncos' loss to the Chiefs on Thursday. Wilson's final passing line, which included 2 interceptions in the Chiefs' territory, essentially sums up his night. And Thursday marked the first time in his career he threw for under 100 yards with multiple interceptions. After having passed for just 196 yards in the Broncos' Week 5 loss to the Jets, there could well be rumblings about swapping Wilson out for Jarrett Stidham, especially with a few extra days of prep time ahead of a Week 7 home matchup against the Packers. Stidham. Wow. He does suck, Russell. Jarrett Stidham on the board. Jerry Jeudy brought in 3 of 5 targets for 14 yards in the Broncos' loss to the Chiefs on Thursday night. Jeudy looked nothing like a number 1 receiver on a night where Russell Wilson threw for 95 yards, and the 4th receiver's yardage total was his lowest since Week 2 of the 2022 season. The 2020 first-round pick was coming off a season-high tally of 6 receptions in Week 5, so perhaps Thursday night's numbers will subsequently prove an outlier that was mostly the byproduct of facing a tough defense. Judy's next opportunity to put a washout of the night behind him comes in a Week 7 home matchup against the Packers on Sunday. Russell Wilson on the board. A.J. Dillon rushed 20 times for 76 yards and a touchdown and failed to bring in his only target in the Packers' loss to the Raiders on Monday night. With Aaron Jones sidelined, Dillon reverted to the lead back role he'd held in Week 2 and 3 and turned in his best performance of the season. The bruising fourth-year pro recorded season highs in carries and rushing yards, and he added his first touchdown of the campaign on a 5-yard run just before the halfway point of the third quarter. Dillon's lack of presence in the passing game was the one blemish on his night, but he's built himself a bit of fantasy equity if he's called on to reprise the top role in a highly favorable Week 7 matchup against the Broncos following a Week 6 bye. God damn. Aaron Jones on the board. But they really pumped up Mr. Dillon here. Down to the bottom of the deck. Here's the problem. We need 10-9 on the Broncos and 10-13 on the Packers. No, 10-9 on the Packers, 10-13 on the Broncos. All this shit is old. Let's just do a quick rip through. Maybe I'll go for a swim and walk my dog. I can go for a nice late night swim. Let's do this game and then take a break. I'll send you next door to play a little bit, huh, baby? Nothing new in this world today. Traquan Smith, anything? Practice squad. Nah. James Robinson, practice squad. Fuck your mother. Oh, wait, but that could be an elevation. I gotta read it. Since being cut by the Giants ahead of the regular season, James Robinson had worked out for multiple teams before Green Bay opted to bring him aboard. The 25-year-old will begin his tenure with the Packers on the practice squad, but he could be promoted to the roster ahead of Sunday's game against the Broncos if Aaron Jones isn't healthy coming out of Green Bay's Week 6 bye. Robinson ran for 1,070 yards and 7 touchdowns with the Jaguars as an undrafted rookie in 2020, but has struggled to recapture that form since tearing an Achilles tendon late in the 2021 season. Man, I tell you, figure out a way to fucking stop those Achilles things or put like a... Achilles is like the Tommy John of football. Gotta figure out a way to put a pin in there or a rubber band, something that be a fucking billionaire. NFL would definitely buy your tech. Fortunately, because this is all old the news, these two teams. See? Ben Sims targeted once and caught one pass for 12 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. The reception was the first for the rookie, who was claimed off waivers in late August. He's seen action in all 5 games Green Bay has played to date, but he's also the clear-cut fourth in snaps played among Packers tight ends. That ain't good. Sorry, Benjamin. Old news. Lil Jordan Humphrey, released on Friday. The Broncos claimed nose tackle Keandre Coburn off waivers from the Chiefs on Friday, and Humphrey was the corresponding roster move. Humphrey had just been signed to the active roster Wednesday after bouncing between the 53-man run roster and practice squad through the early part of the campaign. He's played in all 6 of Denver's contests this season, tallying 4 catches on 5 targets and 26 yards and a touchdown. But he's gone. Alas, we hardly knew ye. Old news. Old news. Emmanuel Wilson, reserve options. Nah, it's old news. Brandon Johnson failed to secure either of his 2 targets in Thursday's loss to the Chiefs. Johnson played just 16 of the Broncos' 52 offensive snaps Thursday, playing behind both Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. The second-year wideout did see the field slightly more than fellow receivers Lil Jordan Humphrey and Marvin Mims, and neither Humphrey nor Mims could earned any targets in the contest. On a day where the Broncos trailed the Chiefs from start to finish, quarterback Russell Wilson struggled to move the ball through the air. Johnson's limited usage and the offense's overall struggles prevented him and many other Broncos skill position players from producing much for fantasy purposes. Johnson will look to become more involved in a Week 7 matchup with the Packers, but he remains extremely difficult to trust for consistent production moving forward. So Judy, Sutton, Mims, Wilson. So that's 2 for Russell. Jerry Judy's on the board. Cortland Sutton is on the board. Marvin Mims is on the board. Little Jordan Humphrey's fucking going home. Dontavian Wicks caught his only target for 10 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. Wicks played at least half the snaps in each of Green Bay's first 4 games, but with Christian Watson handling a starter's workload in Week 5 for the first time this season, Wicks was on the field for fewer than a quarter of the plays run by the offense. The 2023 fifth-round pick remains the number 4 wideout, but that's not a favorable spot for fantasy production. That's 2 for Watson. Josiah Deguara caught his only target for 19 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. The fourth-year tight end rolled over 60% of the snaps in Week 4 after Luke Musgrave exited the contest due to a concussion. But Deguara was back into a part-time role Monday. Expect him to remain in that spot when the Packers remain in action Week 7 after the bye. Luke Musgrave is on the board. Samaje Perine isn't listed on Wednesday's injury report. Troy Rennick of the Denver News previously relayed that Perine may have sustained a leg or knee injury during last Thursday's loss to the Chiefs, but the running back is evidently good to go for Sunday's game against the Packers. At this stage, however, Perine's fantasy upside is capped, with Javonte Williams on hand to lead Denver's backfield and Jaleel McLaughlin having carved out a key complementary role in the team's backfield of late. So Williams is on the board, and Jaleel McLaughlin is on the board. Marvin Mims Jr. failed to record a single target in Thursday's loss to the Chiefs. Mims played just 23% of the Broncos' offensive snaps Thursday, his lowest snap share of the season. In addition, the rookie wideout was held without a target for the first time in 6 weeks. Fantasy managers hoping for Mims to become more involved in Denver's scheme has been disappointed, as the Broncos coaching staff has yet to fully integrate him into the offense. On a day when the Broncos could have used the spark through the air, Mims earned the fewest snaps of any of Denver's wide receivers. The 21-year-old's talent is undeniable, and though it's possible that things open up for him in Coach Sean Payton's plans later in the season, he remains extremely difficult to trust for fantasy purposes with his current usage. Nonetheless, Mims will once again hope to take a step forward and be more involved when the team's game plan when the Broncos host the Packers in Week 7. Well. Adam Troutman caught one of his targets for 4 yards in Thursday's loss to the Chiefs. Troutman continued to operate as the Broncos' number 1 tight end Thursday, playing 69% of the team's offensive snaps. Greg Dulcich returned to action in the contest, but after just 11 snaps, he aggravated the hamstring injury that caused him to miss the first 4 weeks on injured reserve. Despite being Denver's top choice at tight end, Troutman has failed to maintain consistent fantasy relevance. The 26-year-old will likely continue to see the most playing time at the position going forward, especially if Dulcich is forced to miss time again. With that said, Troutman doesn't inspire much confidence as a fantasy option. The Broncos host the Packers in Week 7. Eesh. Is Dulcich playing? Doubtful. So no Dulcich. Don't even worry about writing his fucking stupid name down. Greg Dulcich has been ruled out for Sunday's contest against the Packers. Dulcich initially sustained a hamstring injury in the season opener that forced a stint on injured reserve. After missing the minimum 4 games on IR, he returned Week 6 at Kansas City only to aggravate the issue in the game. On Wednesday, Coach Sean Payton told DeLea that Dulcich may require another stay on IR. In order for him again to sit out the least number of weeks while on the list, the Broncos will need to make a transaction by Saturday afternoon. For as long as Dulcich is sidelined this time around, the team will roll with Adam Troutman, Chris Manhertz, and Nate Ackmans at tight end. Tight end? Adam Troutman is on the board. Nate Atkins is on the board. Chris Manhertz is on the board. This game does not excite anyone. Broncos D. Lutz. Will Lutz did not attempt a field goal or PAT during Thursday's loss to the Chiefs. Lutz's lack of involvement Thursday was a direct result of the Broncos giving offensive struggles against the Chiefs' defense. Though Denver found the end zone late in the contest, the team elected to go for a 2-point conversion while in catch-up mode. The veteran kicker now made 8 of his 9 field goal tries and has gone 11 for 12 on PATs through the first 6 games of the campaign. Lutz will look to bounce back when the Broncos host the Packers in Week 7. You all right, baby? Carlson made 2 field goals and an extra point in Monday's loss to the Raiders. Carlson made 2 field goals for the second week in a row and is now perfect 7 for 7 on field goals and 10 for 10 on extra points 5 games into his rookie season. While accuracy has not been an issue for Carlson, opportunity has, and he's not put more than 7 points on the scoreboard since recording 8 points in Week 1. That's no good. Packers D. All right. Jaden Reed. Targeted twice and caught 1 pass for 7 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. Reed's snap count percentage increased in each of weeks 2 to 4, but with fellow wideout Christian Watson handling essentially a full workload Monday for the first time this season, Reed's usage took a noticeable dip. He did work as Green Bay's 3rd receiver behind Watson and Romeo Doubs, but in that role he will have a tough time matching the numbers he put up over the first month of the season. That's 3 for Watson. Romeo Doubs is on the board. Luke Musgrave secured 6 of 7 targets for 34 yards in the Packers' loss to the Raiders on Monday night. Musgrave finished with a team-high number of receptions and a distant second in receiving yards to Christian Watson. The rookie tight end's catch total also matched the career high he established Week 3, and he appears likely to continue serving as a security blanket for quarterback in Jordan Love, who's frequently struggled to complete more than half his pass attempts. Musgrave returns to action in a favorable road matchup against the Broncos in Week 7, following a Week 6 bye. So 1 more for Love. That's 2 for Love. That's 4 for Watson. Watson is polarizing. Clifford, the lovable red dog. Danucci. Mago. Where you going? Sorry. Jared Steedham. Jaleel. McLaughlin rushed 7 times for 30 yards and brought in both targets for 12 yards in the Broncos' loss to the Chiefs on Thursday. McLaughlin came into the contest with plenty of momentum after taking advantage of an expanded role against the Jets in Week 5 by gaining 89 total yards and scoring a receiving touchdown on 12 touches. However, the return of Javonte Williams, whose absence had facilitated that opportunity from a quadricep injury, pushed McLaughlin back into a more complimentary role. With backfield mate Samaje Perine apparently having suffered a leg injury on the last play of the game, McLaughlin could have a chance to see some extra touches in a Week 7 home matchup Sunday against the Packers if his teammate is sidelined. So Samaje Perine on the board. That's 2 for Javonte. Yeah. Romeo Doubs brought in 1 of 4 targets for 4 yards in the Packers' loss to the Raiders on Monday. Doubs' stat line was part of collateral damage of Jordan Love's accuracy issues, with the talented receiver's reception and receiving yardage totals both qualifying him as season lows. Doubs' downturn was especially striking considering he generated a 14-168 one line over 25 targets over the previous 2 games, but the second-year wideout should have a good chance to bounce back in a Week 7 road matchup versus the Broncos following a Week 6 bye. So 1 more for Love. Cortland Sutton secured 4 of 6 targets for 46 yards and a touchdown in the Broncos' loss to the Chiefs on Thursday night. Sutton's modest reception, yardage, and target totals all led the Broncos on the night, and he was also the only one of his squad to visit the end zone. The veteran wideout's 11-yard scoring grab in the fourth quarter was a highlight reel catch, with Sutton securing the ball with his right hand and keeping his feet in bounds while falling and being smothered by Chiefs cornerback Jalen Watson. Sutton has somehow managed to mostly sidestep the malaise that's hung over the Broncos for most of the season, already recording 3 touchdown receptions and not having eclipsed 2 since 2019 and posting at least 4 catches in 4 of 6 games. Sutton's next opportunity to add his solid start comes in a Week 7 home matchup against the Packers on Sunday. And finally, Javonte Williams rushed 10 times for 52 yards and recorded a 2-point conversion run in the Broncos' loss to the Chiefs on Thursday night. Making his return from a non-game absence, Williams handled 3 more carries than impressed undrafted rookie Jaleel McLaughlin and looked explosive in his game-long 18-yard run. Williams also crossed the goal line on a 2-point conversion rush following Cortland Sutton's 11-yard touchdown reception just past the midway point in the fourth quarter. And the running back's yardage total tied the season-high figure he established in Week 1. While McLaughlin certainly looks like he's earned the bigger role in the offense, Williams should yet to once be helmed the backfield in a Week 7 home matchup versus the Packers on Sunday. That's 1 more for Sutton. 2 for Sutton, 2 for Williams, 2 for Wilson, 4 for Watson, 3 for Love. Well. What do we got here? A fucking comedian. Take away the forced stacking. 20 lineups. Let's see what we got here. Who do we like? Watson. We love Watson. He's got all the mentions today. We like Sutton because he came up big. We like McLaughlin because he's an emerging star. That's about it. Everybody else got less than favorable reviews. Let's head over to captain. 20 captains at least. Or, maximum. Nope. No. Mims? This could be his breakout game. Troutman, no. Dulcich, no. Broncos D, definitely not. Lutz, no. Carlson, no. Packers, no. Reed, no. Musgrave, yes. McLaughlin, yes. Dubs could be. Sutton, Javonte, Dillon, Judy, Wilson, Watson, Love, and Jones. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 possible captains. Minimum 5. Maximum 95. Let's do this shit. What we've got here is failure to communicate. All right. Russell fucking Wilson gets 6 captain lineups. Wow. Jordan Love 4, Dillon 1. I really would have thought that Watson would have gotten all the captains. Well, fuck me sideways, huh? All 12 are covered? Yes. All 12 captains are Dubs. Watson, they all just won. Wow. It's all about the quarterbacks here, huh? P. Ryan gets the most? Really? Love, Wilson, I get. Sutton, yes, I like Sutton. Watson. All right, so Watson's all over the flex. Lutz, Williams, Musgrave, Dubs, Reed, Carlson, Packers, Broncos. Not too fucking shabby. Let's take a look and see what they put together here. P. Ryan is just the 6 card, huh? Samaji fucking P. Ryan. Love, Williams. Where's McLaughlin? Wait a minute, there's no McLaughlin in the flex? Are they crazy? Are they fucking crazy? There's so much P. Ryan. There's no McLaughlin. This fucking guy's been amazing. No, this is no. I don't like it. No, come on. We're trying to give them what, this blind fucking trust? Is that what we're doing here? Why the fuck? Where the fuck is P. Ryan? That they're smushing his ass into these lineups so much. 6 fucking projected points. What are they charging for McLaughlin as opposed to what they're charging for P. Ryan? That's why. No, but I need some McLaughlin, man. What the fuck? Give me at least a quarter in the fucking lineups. Come on, re-optimize. The guy's fucking great. He might bite me in the ass, but I gotta figure McLaughlin deserves to be in my fucking lineup. 5. You know what? Wait a second. 1 second. Let's fix it. Wait a minute. Let's just fix something here. Put it back to 0, right? However, I'm boosting this motherfucker up. There we go. Now let's redo that shit. No, oh, 4 stacked. I'm sorry. Clicked that by accident. See, now we got McLaughlin in all the fucking lineups except one, which is what I wanted. But it might bite me in the ass. However, the fucking guy's a dynamo. Do it. Take my hand, big boss man. This might bite me in the ass because I manipulated it a little bit, but I feel like I'm a McLaughlin fan. The fucking guy's a beast. Do. All right, yeah. Too late for me to jump in that fucking pool. I think so. No, we'll see if we can get that done. Broncos. Oh, I didn't upload the lineups. I'm a schmuck. Forgive me. Technical difficulties. And we have it, ladies and gentlemen. May fate and faith decide your fortune if you should win. Blow your money right here on the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. Peace, love, war, all of the shit in between.